You've tuned into another edition of The Break Room, a weekly conversation about how the City of St. Augustine works from those who do the work every day. Hosted by the City of St. Augustine's Communications Director, Melissa Wissel, The Break Room offers a closer look at the different city departments and provides updates on current and upcoming projects and events. And now, your host, Melissa Wissel.
Thanks for tuning in to The Break Room. I'm Melissa Wissel, Communications Director for the City of St. Augustine. In studio this week, I've invited Tara Benny to join me. Tara is the City of St. Augustine's parking supervisor. She's in charge of on-street parking and parking lots, parking enforcement, and she's the one who gets the phone calls when those pesky pay stations act up. Tara, welcome back to The Break Room.
Thank you.
You've been with the city for 20 years. This is not your first appearance on The Break Room. You have a long history with us. You started out in planning and building.
Yes. I started out as the research clerk in planning and building. So, yeah, that was a big deal for me. I was young. The City of St. Augustine's given me the opportunity to start in planning and building. I was able to move over to the customer service division and essentially work in the water department amongst other items they take payments for. And I was able to move up through the customer service water billing division to the assistant manager, and then I was given the opportunity in the parking division in 2006.
Great.
Yeah.
And you were doing parking, and now you are the supervisor over all things. Now, I say all things parking, but we also have the parking garage.
Yes.
So when we talk today, your parking is specific to street parking,
and parking lots,
and enforcement of all those folks that come in and like to try to sneak in on those yellow curbs. And
yes. So it would be everything but the parking garage.
We've got a lot of cool stuff going on in parking. We've got those fancy new cars. They're not so new now.
Nope. We've had them for a few years now that have the license plate recognition. So it definitely helps with payments. You're able to enter your license plate instead of, going back to your vehicle and putting a receipt on the dashboard. So that was big for us to move over to that. That's definitely the way parking seems to be going in other municipalities. So we've gone along with that. It also helps for enforcement, more efficient for enforcement.
Now, when they drive by in those cars now, we don't see people, our enforcement officers. They're not meter maids. They're enforcement officers, right? So we have enforcement officers. Are they still walking and checking tires and things like that, or we're really into a more automated enforcement process?
At this point, we haven't quite included the commercial delivery in that. So we are gearing towards that where it would be a little bit more efficient on those terms. But at this point, it's more of the meters. You'll see us not going and checking dashboards any longer because the cameras will do that for us.
On those cars.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And the meters, the pay stations, let's talk about our pay stations. We have a mobile app for using. I mean, you can go up to the machine and put your card in.
Yes. So you have the opportunity to either visit the pay station directly, or you can utilize our Park St. Aug mobile app. With that Park St. Aug mobile app, you can go to www.parkstaug.com and also visit, if you're a St. Johns County resident, and download the application so you can turn it in and receive the discount on the mobile app, not just the Park Now card anymore.
Okay. So in terms of the pay station, so I go up, I can use my mobile app, and there's like a code on the side of the machine itself that tells me where I'm parking. So I put that number in, and it gives me a little ticket.
So there is signage in the area that lets you know what the zone is in which you're parked. So you'll be able to enter that when you go in through the mobile app. So essentially, there's no reason to even go up to the pay station if you're looking to utilize the mobile app strictly.
Great.
So that is a much more efficient. You can refeed it remotely, so you don't have to go back to the pay station if you're stuck in the middle of lunch. So you can refeed your meter. That's always handy.
If I start down at City Hall and I've made it all the way down to the other end of St. George Street and my meter's about to go out, I can just do it right there while I'm sitting at lunch.
Yes, great. Absolutely. So the pay stations are still great, very easy to use. You can also still use the Park Now card in the pay stations for those that just prefer not to use their mobile phone to do that. The Park Now card is still the only way to get the discount in the parking garage.
Okay.
You cannot use at this point in time the mobile app to do so. We are working towards that.
Okay.
It's just not completed
Right.
yet.
You mentioned the website. So if I'm using the mobile app, I'm going to the website more if I'm a resident here in
Yes.
St. Johns County. That's where I need to go to get my discount registered to my app.
Yes. So the mobile app, you can go online. If you're a St. Johns County resident, you can go online to that website. You can't do it directly from the app. Even if you try to go through the app, it's going to take you to that website.
Okay.
So once you go to the website, it'll say resident discount Park Now. That's exactly where you want to go to receive that discount. So it's 50 cents an hour with the mobile app if you receive the discount, instead of $2.50 an hour.
Okay. And what I essentially do, I go to the website. Do I have to upload my registration or driver's license?
Yes.
Some type of proof of residency.
Yes. So you'll have to prove that you're a St. Johns County resident, driver's license and vehicle registration. So you'll just upload a picture of each of those, and then we can approve it pretty quickly on the back end.
Takes a week, a day.
We request that you give us up to 2 weeks, depending on staffing. However, we usually get it within a day to 2 day turnaround time.
And do I have to renew that, or is it like a lifetime?
You do renew once a year.
Okay.
So we do see that folks tend to move away periodically. Maybe they're here for school or temporarily for whatever reason maybe. And so you'll receive an email asking you to re-up.
So with all of this online ease and convenience, let's talk about the ugly word of tickets. Can I pay my tickets online?
You can actually pay your tickets online now. So if you receive a parking ticket, it'll give you the link so you can go straight to that link and pay without having to call the office. There is also a link from the mobile app that'll take you directly there.
Okay. So hopefully we're using the mobile app and recharging. And have you seen a decline in tickets?
Absolutely. Yes.
Really?
Just the ease of being able to refeed. Let's say you start at the pay station and then you realize, make sure to take what zone you're in. Let's say you realize that you're not going to make it back because lunch or whatever it may be, class is running too long. You can refeed by the mobile app instead of going back to the pay station. So there's so many different options now that our desire was to see tickets decrease,
Right.
because there's more availability to pay.
And it really, if I park illegally, that doesn't change because I'm using a mobile app.
Exactly.
I'm still going to get a ticket for that.
Yes.
But I'm not going to get a ticket because my meter ran out and I missed my refill.
Right.
Great. If you're just now tuning in, you're listening to The Break Room. I'm Melissa Whistle, Communications Director for the City of St. Augustine, and we are talking with Tara Benny this week. Tara is our parking supervisor, and we are talking all things street parking, parking lot parking, parking enforcement. You also were mentioning to me, let's talk just quickly about the parking garage. I know that's not your specific area, but we can use our Park Now card in the garage.
Yes.
And hopefully one of these days, a time to be determined, we're going to get that automated as well.
Yes. So we are working currently to move towards mobile app payment also in the parking garage. We're just not quite there yet. But with the Park Now card, you will pay $3 per entry as opposed to $15 per entry. So if you're a St. Johns County resident, make sure you're utilizing that option.
And the Park Now card you can get at the 50 Bridge Street at the finance office, customer service.
They're open 7:30 to 4:30 in the lobby Monday through Friday, and then 7:30 to 5 at the drive-through window, which you can also purchase the cards through the window.
And I have to go down there to purchase the card, but I can recharge the card also at the VIC?
In front of 50 Bridge Street.
In front of 50 Bridge. Okay.
So there is a recharge station that is accessible 24/7. Otherwise, you can go during regular office hours, either in the building or through the drive-through to recharge.
So don't be afraid to go looking for a Park Now card if you want to get in and use the garage and pay that discounted rate.
Absolutely.
Talking about parking and the parking garage, we also are learning a little bit more about the mobility.
Yes.
That's a big the big M word of mobility.
Yeah.
What are we seeing in mobility? I mean, all of this ties in. Have you been involved in the bicycles, the e-bikes?
A little bit. So Xavier Pellissier, our mobility manager, is my supervisor. Mm-hmm. And so I've been able to see more along the lines of Gotcha powered by Bolt. Mm-hmm. So those... we've seen great usage in them so far.
They're everywhere.
Yes.
Those turquoise bikes.
Yep. And so they had a soft launch, and now there will be a ribbon cutting ceremony on November 8th for those bikes. And
public is invited.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be down by the VIC, I think, kind of between the parking garage and the Visitor Information Center.
Yes, in the promenade at 1 p.m. on November 8th. But all things mobility. So Xavier is constantly working on the shuttle system. Mm-hmm. So you will be seeing the shuttles out there as we near Nights of Lights. Right. So from Nights of Lights, every Saturday after the
December,
Nights of Lights. Yep. And then the last week of December. So that's definitely an opportunity to utilize that instead of coming into downtown, where it may be a busier time downtown. Yeah,
and just for folks listening, everybody talks about mobility, and it really is, for us, it's our municipality making these decisions and choices and creating alternatives for our residents and our visitors to get around and access the city without having to use a car.
Yes.
Without having to come down into the core downtown. You mentioned the shuttles. I'll also mention this, and I'm sure we'll have X back on before Light Up Night to really talk about the whole shuttle program for the season. But I did hear that we will also be bringing back the corner lot there at US 1 and West King behind the Browdy, where the Browdy, what we refer to as the Browdy lot.
Yes.
So there will be another parking solution for Nights of Lights this year, and the mobility. You must love what you do, though.
I do. It's a long time with the city, and I've enjoyed it. This is a great place to work, and I embrace the opportunity to learn more as we move along.
You have, just real quick, you have staff working for you. We have enforcement officers.
We do. We have parking enforcement specialists along with the meter technician. So the meter technician is out there just to make sure that all of our pay stations are working properly. Everything's going well with the mobile app, and also assists with answering some of the phone calls that come in just to help the public while they're attempting to park or after parking, questions they may have. And the parking enforcement specialists are here 7 days a week. So they're out there to try to help so that any of the illegal parking that may be negatively impacting some of our neighborhoods, that we touch on that.
The delivery zones, all that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And people need to take note, the Castillo de San Marcos is not our parking lot.
No, we do lease that lot.
Right. But
their enforcement is 7 days a week, and we do not enforce in there on Sundays, as opposed to us enforcing in there. It is their federal rangers.
Right. They monitor that. So
yes.
Don't park in there looking for free parking on a holiday.
No. Yep. They do enforce on holidays and Sundays, whereas city parking on the public streets for federal holidays, we do not charge. And then on Sundays, we do not charge.
Great.
So, however, the fort does.
Right. Well, thank you for keeping us in order on our parking, and thank you for coming by the break room.
Thank you. Thanks
Great
for having me.
you. If you missed this part of this broadcast, or you want to go back and listen from the beginning, you can find us online at citysainagradio.com. We want to keep you informed about what's happening in and around the city, and most importantly, we want you to hear it here from the people doing the work and making it happen every day. Remember that in order to stay connected, you need to be connected, so be sure and like us, follow us, find us on any of our social media platforms. You will find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at City St. Aug. We thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
You've been listening to The Break Room, a weekly program addressing projects and programs offered by the City of St. Augustine. Join us each week as the city's communications director, Melissa Wissel, has in-depth conversations with the people who make our town work to meet the needs of our community. The Break Room is produced by communications specialist for the City of St. Augustine, Cindy Walker. See you at this time next week for another edition of The Break Room.